All right. Welcome back, people. Welcome back, family. Disclaimer, because I tend to hurt a lot of feelings in my videos. I guess a lot of people take my messaging wrong. I'm not apologizing for that. It is what it is. For those of you that understand that this is just my opinion, this is just a second opinion in addition to what you might already believe, or this is in alternate opinion to what you might believe. Okay, thank you to those people that understand that. But to the ones that comment under my videos with irrelevant responses, look, if I make a video saying pretty much encouraging black people, or pretty much discouraging anything that doesn't have anything to do with the empowerment of my people, if you have nothing positive to say about that, keep it moving. Why y'all feel that you should comment something negative and hateful? Because I hope you don't think you getting under my skin. I hope you don't think I care. See, I care about the people that want to have a conversation, that want to have a dialogue, that want to open their minds to a second opinion. And the difference is, I know the difference in somebody that wants to have a conversation and a dialogue, and somebody that literally is just saying hateful things to get me to react. Or somebody that is going through what I'm going against, so they feel the need to lash out at what I'm saying. I said it before. I see all the insecurities. I see them. I see them in the comments and the responses. I see them. You ain't fooling me. So to all the positive people that follow me and give consideration to the things I have to say, and give support and show love and even have conversation when there's a difference of opinion, I salute you. But to the ones that have nothing else better to do than to say something negative when you could have just kept scrolling, than to try to insult me. And the crazy thing is, ain't no white people insulting me. It's just the self-hating black people. And we gonna touch on that too. But anyway, we're gonna talk about a couple things. Okay, we're gonna talk about the difference between sex and intimacy. We're going to talk about carrying past pain into present relationships. And then we're going to talk about mental health in the black community. And along the lines of that, somewhere in between, I might spread off topic and go off into other extra things. Look, just stick with me. Just stick with me. I told y'all before, I am the table. I am. If you're unfamiliar with that, it's an inside joke. A lot of my followers gonna know what I'm talking about. Okay, but okay? Stick with me. Be patient. All right? Thank you. So, check this out. We're gonna start it off with, let's see, the difference between sex and intimacy. All right, so let's cut straight to the chase. What a lot of people are doing currently nowadays is fucking. In other words, sex. If you just met somebody yesterday, matter of fact, let's not make it about a time thing. Let's make it about something deeper than that. Let's make it about if you having sex with somebody and you can't remember their birthday, their name, if you can't remember certain generic things about them, should you really be having sex with them? Is it really going to be meaningful? Now, intimacy, to me, in my opinion, is the passion being introduced before you've even gotten to the intercourse, right? So intimacy is us looking in each other's eyes. We might be laying there looking in each other's eyes, kissing on each other, hugging on each other, touching each other, whatever. But that's intimate, it's passion. And the benefits of that is when a woman, if you're a man, and this is for some advice for all my fellas out there that want to learn how to excite women, spend more time with foreplay and intimacy than you do trying to rip off her clothes. It's a lot more important, and it will be a lot more greatly appreciated, because a woman knows when she is just being fucked and when she's being made love to. So when you take that extra time to put in that extra effort, to put in that extra passion to make her feel important and make her feel special, I'm not talking about just sitting up there and saying some corny shit. They know you saying corny shit just to say it. I'm talking about really putting in the time and effort. I can't tell you what that means to you. You got to figure that out. But to me, it ain't just about ripping off the clothes. It ain't just about fucking. It ain't just about sex. It ain't about none of that at all. Because the best sex is sex that comes from passion and intimacy. That comes from a place of emotional whatever. Right? So that's why you get like prostitutes. They could have sex with 1 million guys. They don't feel it. They don't care. There's no connection. Because they know they're just being fucked. As opposed to a woman that is looking for a real genuine connection, a real genuine feeling of euphoria. She knows the difference. And it'll show long term. If you spent more time just kissing her, hugging her, telling her how much you appreciate her. And this is the same thing. I'm not just making this a what men need to do type of thing. Women need to do this too, because women seem to think that all men just want to take the dick out and put it in you. And that might have been true for a long period of time, but nowadays there are some men out here that would love a back massage, that would love just a little extra effort than you saying you gonna give me some pussy on my damn birthday. No, I want a gift. I want a gift. You wanted diamonds and pearls and flowers and chocolates, and I want a gift. Can daddy get a gift? I want a gift, man. I don't care what it is. I want a gift. Don't just try to throw me to the wolves talking about you gonna give me some. I don't want that. I get that all the time. You feel what I'm saying? So effort has to be put in. You can't, and this applies to relationships as a whole. We have gotten in our heads as relationships are just these things we get into, and we have sex, and we enjoy the great times, and we complain about the bad times, and then we break up. It is so much deeper than that. So much deeper than that. if you just take the second to think about, for the fellas out there, take the second to look at your girl and really think about, what is she like? What is she not like? Look at yourself. What does she not like about me? What does she love about me? And cater your next moves upon that. And the same thing for women. Do something for your significant other that they love, that you know they love, and they know you know they love, but you've never done it before. And watch how they oh my God, watch how something in their eyes change. Just watch. It's all about effort. You got to put in the effort, man. If we're not going to put in the effort, what are you in a relationship for? Because the whole point of being in a relationship is you've chosen one person to put all your effort, romantically, intimately, passionately, whatever, all your effort into that one person, and exclude every other option you've ever had just to deal with that one person. If you're not going to do the work, why are you in it? You wasting time. All right. So, to recap, do more than fuck. Do more than having sex. If you want to experience the top spiritual, physical levels of making love, you got to put some effort into it. And if you're not going to do that, then be prepared to just deal with them lower tiers of it. I don't know. That's up to y'all. All right. We're going to talk about carrying past pain into current relationships. This happens so much. And I hate to say it, but ladies, you are the number one culprit of this in today's world. You are. I'm not finna go up and down. Usually, I know I'm not about pointing the finger at nobody, but we have to call a spade, okay? We have to call a spade at some point. And women are doing that simply because men hurt you. Whether it be men in your family, men you dated, male friends, whatever. Men hurt you. And you, in turn, not only did not look in the mirror and deal with that trauma or pain healthily, if that's a word, you chose to just jump into something else and with somebody new. And that's what I want to ask a lot of people. How are you dealing with your pain? Because if you're not taking time to yourself, if you're not taking time off to deal with what just happened to you, how do you expect to be ready for this soulmate you keep asking for? So you mean to tell me, because the argument I hear all the time is, oh, well, y'all can grow together. So effectively you're being selfish and asking him to deal with your beef with the past guy, and to pretty much be patient until he can see who you really are, and hope that that's who he wants to deal with long term. That is the most selfish, dumb shit I ever heard in my life. First of all, let me give you a reality check here, ladies. Because I love you. Because this is how much I love you. Because I want you to see the bullshit you're doing. Okay? No one has to put up with the bullshit. No one deserves to have to put. You shouldn't force nobody into a corner and make them feel bad, make a man feel bad like he's wrong just because he don't want to put up with your dysfunctional insecurities. Now every time y'all talk, he got to deal with the stories that he ain't even. he got to deal with the fact that Mike done cheated on you 3 times. He got to hear about it every day. And he ain't did nothing. He try to bring you flowers to your job. Oh, I like these, but you know, Mike bought me flowers. Man, if you don't get your shit together, stop with this whole justification of the bullshit. You want a soulmate, right? You want a good man, right? You want somebody that ain't gonna cheat on you, ain't gonna put his hands on you, ain't gonna lie to you, ain't gonna be disrespectful. He gonna be a great role model for the kids. He gonna be this, that, and the third. Before you can deserve that, you have to first look in the mirror and work on yourself so he can then deserve you as well. Because at that point, if you're just jumping into situation after situation after situation after situation, and you haven't even dealt with yourself yet, you don't even deserve the guy you looking for. Uh-oh. Look, you gonna do what you want to do, but the truth is the truth, and bullshit is bullshit. Now, when you look in the mirror and you realize, oh my God, like I have all this pain and all this trauma and all these insecurities and all these doubts, the natural inclination or the next thing you're going to ask yourself is, well, what can I do? Take some time in yourself. Stop dating. Leave people alone. Because effectively what you're doing is you're doing the exact same thing that you would not want somebody to do to you. So take some time to yourself and reflect. Whether you got to do meditation, you got to paint, you got to write poetry, whatever you got to do. But you need to learn to create some sort of therapy for yourself in these situations where you're trying to deal with the pain that you've went through. Because a lot of you women have pain and you refuse to look at it because you have convinced yourself in your life that you're okay. So because you've convinced yourself that you're okay, you think that it's okay to date. No, don't convince yourself of if you have to convince yourself that you're okay, you're not okay. All of you, think about it right now. I want you to think right now. What hurts you? What is your pain? What are your deal breakers? Just think about it. And then while you thinking about it, the things that you can come up with, think about, well, would I want to deal with that if I was with somebody? Would I want to deal with every time I try to do something good for a man, he remind me that his ex did it too? Think about that. Put yourself in a man's shoes, because not only can we not approach y'all in public, damn near, because we get called thirsty and this, that, and the third, so we damn near don't even want to approach y'all. But now when we do work up the courage to approach y'all, now we got to deal with hearing about Ray, Mike, and Thomas, and that ain't got nothing to do with us. Ain't got nothing to do with us. If you are building something new with somebody, you shouldn't be bringing up your exes. You should be in a state of, I'm not going to say a state of happiness, but you should be in a state of clarity with yourself. Meaning you should know what you're looking for. You should know what you're not looking for. And I know everybody right then and there, oh, well, I know what I'm looking for and not looking for. Do you really? Do you really? Now, if you're a good woman, yeah, you might. But if you're the same woman that just said you do know what you're looking for and not looking for, you have dealt with all your pains, let's say you one of those people that done figured it all out. If you're one of those people and every guy you come into contact with still leaves you or disappears on you and stuff like that, and he ain't put his hands on you, he ain't cheated, he ain't nothing, he just leaves, you might want to look in the mirror. Because even a player ain't letting go of no good woman. He'll just keep her on the sideline. So if every man you come into contact with just leaving, or vice versa, let's say every man you come into contact with, you just get bored easily and now you on to the next a week later, look in the mirror. It's you, it's not him. And, well, might not be last, but it's definitely not least either. Mental health in my community. All this ties into each other. That's why I saved this topic for last. Because we spend so much time pretending to be something we're not. We spend so much time trying to convince somebody we're somebody we're not. We spend so much time trying to live this dual life. When we're out in public, we're this. Hey guys! Behind closed doors, we're this. You gotta stop, man. Because here's the punchline. If you looked in the mirror and dealt with yourself, you could actually internally be the happy person. But pretending and convincing yourself that you're that person does more harm than you think it does. Because you think you don't want nobody to see who you are. You think you're protecting yourself. You think because you have this guard up that that's the right thing to do. And let's be clear. When you have a guard up, you keep the world out. Yeah. I'll say that's 50-50. Have 50, rightfully so. The other 50 is going to prevent you from meeting everybody you should meet. Business-wise, relationship-wise, or intimate-wise, romantic-wise, everything. And then but it also keeps you inside. And I mean, if you have this wall to where everything's out there and you're in here, how can you grow if you're constricting who you are behind that wall? Now you might say, what does that got to do with mental health? Catch up. You're being a little too slow. Okay? Everything that we do currently as the black community has to do with mental health and emotional health. Everything. We are the weakest race in this country today. Financially, economically, culturally, all of it. We don't even have a black culture anymore because our culture has turned into European culture. But I ain't gonna dig too much into that. What I'm gonna stay on is looking in the mirror and having the strength to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I fucked up. Because you are cheating yourself out of the best experiences that you could have by not dealing with you. You go throughout life, whether you man or female, you playing people, you being deceitful, lying, cheating on people, disappearing on people, not applying your best efforts at work, not applying your best efforts when you make a goal, procrastinating. You are cheating yourself. You are treating yourself like a $2 hoe. Male and female, it don't matter. We are all doing it. Well, actually, no. Usually I say we to make y'all feel more comfortable. I don't do that shit. If you want to achieve a level of enlightenment, a level of happiness, a level of clarity, a level of freedom, guess what the first step to achieving freedom is? Conquering your mind, body, and soul. Then from that outward, externally, you can deal with everything else, and it will be so much easier. Because the power that you have within will be unleashed. Are you strong enough to look in the mirror? Are you strong enough to ask yourself the questions? What is your trauma? How are you dealing with it? How many men hurt you? How many women hurt you? And what are you doing to rectify these situations or provide balance to these situations? I went through 5 years of my life where I grew dreads, and that was symbolic of me looking in the mirror and me becoming the man I felt I should be. See, y'all wouldn't have this person you see on camera if I wouldn't have done that. Because the person that I was prison bound, was rageful, was dysfunctional, was jealous, was everything negative that you can possibly imagine. And it took me 5 years to conquer my mind and to gain clarity in who I am and what my purpose is. I'm not saying that it's going to take you the same amount of time. I'm not going to say that it's going to take you a smaller amount of time or more amount of time. I'm saying that you need to initiate that move before it's too late for you. How many of us have sat in our deathbeds regretting? How many of us can look back right now at our moments in our ant of a moments in history and regret and wish we could go back? You have not come to terms with yourself yet. See, me, if you ask me that question, I'm proud of everything I've done, even the negative. Because without that, I would not be here as the person I am today, giving y'all the knowledge I can give. You have to embrace your devil just as much as you embrace your angel. Because we all have a devil and an angel. All of us. There are different degrees of it. There are different categories of it. But we all have it. We're going to take a little break. We're going to come back. And we're going to touch on... we're going to touch on the state of the black community. If you want to join and keep going with this conversation, come back after the break. If not, I salute. Keep the faith, stay strong. I'm gone.
I feel the wind on my face, feel the sun on my eyes. Makes me squint for a second as if I'm mad I'm alive.
All right, welcome back. If you are still here and you are not tired of me talking, thank you for joining me once again after this break. So, couple things I want to touch on. Couple things. One, I want us all to understand the times we are in our community. We are in a time where the majority black people have turned against the minority black people. And now you might be crossing up your face, screwing up your eyes. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? European, aka white people, have accomplished a big thing in this entire time of slavery, mentally, emotionally, physically, all of it. What they have accomplished is to take the mental freedom from us. So what they do is on your television, on your phones, they promote what they want you to see. They promote what they want you to interact with. And they cancel out all the things they do not want you to see. So why is it that we have black people that would rather get along with white people than fight against them? Why is it that we have black people that would tell white people on other black people if that means keeping some sort of peace within their bubble, whatever peace they've convinced themselves to have? See, we are at war. Scary term. We are at war right now. You might want to know, well, how how is this war? Look at what's going on. You have a president that represents all, or no, let me not say that. That tolerates all that is hatred. I am going to say represent. That represents all that is hatred. That all that is bigotry. And behind him is black folks that look just like me or you. And what he has effectively done, him, the government, whoever else the powers that be may be, is bamboozle and string these Negroes along and use them somewhat as a prop to convince the black community that racism is not in him, the president. Now some will say, oh, well, he just released thousands of prisoners from re-election is also coming up. Oh, well, he can't because this is going to be his what? Let me tell y'all something. If you pay attention close enough, it was said on the Breakfast Club. It was a Breakfast Club interview by Tamika Mallory and my son, and I can't remember the other brother's name, but salute to you too, brother. We are in a fascist country. If you don't know the definition, look it up. We are in a country that was built on the backs of minorities, and now that it has been built to their liking, they are going to exterminate us being minorities. If you are going to wait for your turn, get ready to lay down and die. Because what you see happening to our Hispanic brothers and sisters, Mexican, whatever, Mexican, Puerto Rican, doesn't matter. Our Hispanic brothers and sisters, our Latin brothers and sisters, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Dominican, whatever. When this whole thing started, they were messing with Muslims. Now they're messing with Hispanic people. How long do you think until they say, let's put the niggas back where they belong? They already shoot us, murder, without any prosecution. Think about that for a second. I want you to think, I don't think we're understanding here what is happening. We are being murdered in the streets, and you parade your ass back and forth to work every day like ain't nothing going on. And then when brothers like me or sisters like Tamika Mallory get on platforms and say, hey, it's a war going on, you look at us like we crazy. But the crazy thing about it is, when they come kick down your door, shoot your husband in the face, grab your daughter and field goal kick her across the kitchen, grab your son and pistol whip him across the face and he only 5 years old, grab you, rape you, and then shoot you in the head, whose fault is it that you didn't prepare beforehand? You might also say, well, how do we prepare? Honestly, that's the hard part. Because I don't know if we can at this point. We have allowed our community to be raped, the culture of it stolen and murdered. We have allowed everything that makes a black person black to be stripped. I want you to look at your household. How much money you got saved up? How many guns you got in your gun safe? Do you have any property outside the country? We are unprepared for what is happening. It's a few things we know. We know the government turns a blind eye to anything that happens to black people. We know the KKK has been brewing in secrecy, training. And we know now that black on black crime is a thing. And black on black crime is black people fighting other black people in any form. Tamika Mallory said on the Breakfast Club that they went to the debates with no intention on protesting. But when a certain subject was brought up, they had to speak their truth. And it was not white folks who sold them out, but black folks standing in front of them that said, hey, y'all come get these Negroes. It was them who you looking for right there. It was them, black folks. We are in a time where we cannot save our own because our own loves their oppressor. So what do we do? I pray to God that enough of us awake brothers and sisters that can come together and die in honor. Because it is coming to a point And I don't care how much or how far you've put yourself into a bubble. You go to work every day, you come home, you feed your kids, and that's your everyday process. And you've convinced yourself somehow that you are fine like that. You've convinced yourself that you cannot be touched, and it's coming. I want to know, what are you going to do? You're going to sit there and wait for them folks to come in your house and brutalize your family. If any black people comment on this video in defense of white people, going against what I'm saying, that is the proof. Because here I am telling you, I'm not sure if it's too late, but we need to start preparing for something. Because they've been preparing for 500 years. They have built a system that is perfect in the result of their prosperation. Let me say that again. It is perfect in the result of their prosperation. So sitting here shouting from the rooftop, letting them know that our life matters, bears no significance when the person you are shouting at, one, knows that you will only go so far. You ain't gonna get violent because you scared to lose your job. You scared to go to jail. You scared to lose money. They have created a system that boxes my community in. And they got us by the damn neck, puppeteering us against each other. Even now as I speak, there's a black brother or a black sister watching this video and her stomach is churning just sitting there watching. And all I'm saying is, we are going to be exterminated if we continue on with this black on black self-hatred, because we are in a war. Whether you refuse to look at it or not does not matter. It is here. Children, adults, all brothers and sisters are being murdered in the streets with no prosecution. What other evidence do you need? What other evidence? Because if your response to that is, oh, well, it ain't happening to me, you are as big of a coon and a fucking whitewashed, brainwashed asshole as Uncle Ruckus or Uncle Tom or whoever the hell you want to compare yourself to. You are not black if your response is, it ain't happening to me. If it happens to one of us, it can happen to all of us. Why is there not a million of us at those debates with those three brothers and sisters, Tamika Mallory, my son, and the other brother? I'm so sorry, I can't remember your name, brother. I'm sorry. Why is there not a million of us standing next to them? Why is there not a billion of us standing next to them? You know why there isn't? Because we have grown a hatred for our own, a resentment, and a love for the white folks. I told black folks to go back to Africa. You know what they told me? Oh, we've built too much here. What have you built to the point where we're getting killed in the streets? What have you built? What roots have you planted besides just taking up space and air? What roots have you planted? How much money do you have saved up? What property do you have? And this property in America don't mean shit. What property have you invested outside the country, in your motherland, in your homeland? And if any of you black motherfuckers sit up here and comment on my videos saying, oh, well, I ain't from Africa. Fucking God, man. Don't even comment. Just keep fucking scrolling, man. Because if you was face to face with me, I slap the fucking dog shit out you for saying some stupid shit like that to me. If you are black, matter of fact, it ain't even about being black. Everything started in Africa. So somewhere down the line, your ancestors came from there, which means that is your motherland and your homeland. All of a sudden, they put all these textbooks in the education system. All these textbooks in front of you. You confused about where you're from. They gave you the Bible. They gave you the Quran. They gave you the Book of Buddhism. They gave you a million ways for you not to be who you are. Let me tell you something. When it's all said and done, like I said, I don't know. I don't think there's anything we can do now as a black community, because we are at the point where we are fighting. We are in a boxing ring, punching people that look like us. And on outside that boxing ring is white people watching, laughing, and pointing. And every now and then they feel bad, so they'll give us some a little extra money to fight each other. If you don't understand that analogy, you shouldn't even be watching my videos, and you shouldn't even be on my page. Save up your money, head to your local gun store and buy some shit, because they coming. They coming for you. All that shit they doing to Hispanic people. I don't even understand how for a second we think that we're safe in this fucking country. It's not safe. They're showing it to you every day. Who has mentioned anything about benefiting the black community? What politician? What? And what they do say, what has been done? Everyone panders to us. Democrat, Republican, I don't give a shit. All that shit is a goddamn trick. And side note, for all you black Trump supporters, let's get one thing straight, because I've been being nice about it for a while. All the black Trump supporters, it's a couple things y'all got in common. Okay, it's a couple things y'all got in common. Either you ain't from the ghetto, or you is from the ghetto and you was alienated in the ghetto, so you feel a disconnect from the ghetto people that was in the ghetto, or you was bullied in school by black folks, which is wrong, but still you was bullied in school by black folks, roasted or whatever you want to call it. So now you feel a disconnect from your community, so then you go and you band with white folks. Don't tell me you love your community and your ideology aligns with somebody that knows how to manipulate your mental and optical view. I just laugh at y'all. Because you are the brainwashed ones. Co-signing government when government has done nothing about these murders. Save up your money. Invest. Find some brothers and sisters that think like you, or even have the ability to think like you, and band together and y'all put money together and you invest and you build. We have to have that village mentality back if we hope to ever get anywhere. Because right now we're punching ourselves in the face. Keep the faith, stay strong. I'm gone.
All my life I've barely spoken. Your words have been so broken. I've been under your hypnosis. Why did I sip that potion? I'm so done with holy ghosting. My birth, it is an omen. Lay me down up in the ocean until you see no motion. Right now I can barely